Welcome back, my loyal subjects of Funk, to part 4 of the Pillars of Eternity, and we landed ourselves right at the Gilded Rail. So much has happened in the past that it's not worth me going through it all. I'd advise catching up if you haven't got this far, but we've managed to get to the Black Hound Inn, and Alof, who's an elf. We saved him from a bit of a barney, a bit of a fight with the local knobheads, and so he's offered his services up to join us, so I'm going to say yes.
I shall follow you.
Thank you very much. So, one of the things we've been advised to do is to go to the Black Hound Inn. Okay, just stopped recording for a second, but we're back now. So we're going to go into the Black Hound Inn, and I think we've got enough strength now to take on the bear. So after we've sorted out this part of the quest, we'll go back, deal with the bear, or we could get ourselves. There's another traveller that we could find, and we could take it on with 3 of us. I think I might do that. So we'll go and talk to Pasca. Hello and welcome to the Innkeeper Looks Up. Oh, it's you. Tenrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. Consider yourself a favourite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tenrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. She laughs. So what would you like? So in the last session we saved this dwarf from a bunch of banditos, and it looks like that was a good thing to do, because now we get stuff on discount. Okay, right. I would like some experience. Thank you very much. And I would like a common room for the night, if you don't mind. And that costs us nothing because we've been given it for free. Your sleep is restless and feathered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of a gilded rails gallows tree. The creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman, whose face is shriveled inward like mouldering fruit. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she is mere inches from your face. Suddenly her face snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word: Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Through it fills you with a new queasy apprehension. You feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, if only to confirm she is truly dead. And a good set of experience there, and 2 levels up. Get the fuck in. So first of all, what I'm going to do before we do anything, I'm just going to quickly sort out the sound on the voice, because if we're going to be listening to the voices, we want to get that up. And secondly, we will then level up our characters a little bit more. So we have 6 points to spend, and obviously we want to make the best out of these 6 points. I'd really like to get that up by 1. Endurance up by 40. We've still got 4 there, but if we put that up by 1, it's not worth it. Survival, receive healing multiplier. Okay, next. Right, a paladin ability this time, and that's all we can take. Zealous charge. Right, inspires the paladin and all nearby allies to charge fiercely into battle, increasing their movement speed and disengagement defense. Cannot be active with zealous auras. So speed +2 +15 defense when disengaging. I don't like the sound of that. Focus +6 accuracy +15% on grazes converted to hits. That's really good. Right, okay. I'm going to go for Zealous Focus. That's really good. And that's good because we want our accuracy up with this pole arm. They're very powerful, these pole arms, but they're not very accurate, so that's very good to have. And we'll level up our second fella, who is I forgot his name in fact, but let's go for it. He's got a high level in lore there. We'll stick that right up to 8. How's about them apples? And we'll stick survival up to 1 so you can gain some damage resistance when he goes up. And we'll go for some athletics if you don't mind, because that'll give him endurance as well. It's always nice to get 1 level in that, and we can get 2 spells here. We can get we could have 2 level 2 spells here. Once Necrotic Lance is one I picked last time, so I'm going to pick that again because it was very good. And what's Ray of Fire? Yes, we'll take them. There's Rolling Flame there as well, but I'm going to go for them too this time. Spot on. Right, we're more than powerful enough to take on this bear. So we'll go out and we'll and that's the bear back in. I should have really showed you around the tavern a little bit more, but we're going to be going back there quite frequently, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. In fact, we'll probably head there before we start for the next session, because we've got a lot of things to do. Right, okay, let's go fast active mode, and we'll head off back up to this tree. And there it is. Let's go and have a look. The distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bow that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the breeze shifts. You perceive a faint glow around her that casts no light in its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Reach out for the woman. You take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective as you exhale. You feel yourself spreading out toward the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there is a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing, electrical surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman, and when you open them again she is staring at you with eyes clouded in the milky fog, her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in a misty void. The woman gives you a slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does so, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear?
That's a much louder voice,
or
isn't
have
it?
you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
I think I survived a bawak. Do you know what that would be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing.
Or maybe...
Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no? No, I think not. A pity that.
Sorry, should have
it
done.
would be simpler. A mercy, even. To not have to wander anymore, no? Alas, we are here, you and I. Wherever here may be.
How are you able to speak to me?
Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it.
She gives you a motherly smile.
I think it is a very good choice.
You said souls break apart over time.
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again, but less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No. A very small few resist Rimergan's influence and stay together through some force of defiance, at least for a time. But they all succumb eventually, I think.
I need to understand something that's happened to me. She nods, a look of pity on her face, as though consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud.
Turns
It
out we're a
only takes
watcher.
an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, no, not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair
Thank
is
you very
fair.
much.
And here we are, visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times.
Oh my god, this is
Souls
long.
pass on. Some say
At least
through
I don't have to
Audra
read it.
stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on. And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either living or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them. Know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder.
Wonderful. So obviously, we can actually reach into people and find out bits about them, which is going to become extremely interesting soon. What did you mean when all goes well?
Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that spouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Merwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kadnua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
Well done, thank you.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Ah. Brilliant. Right, so obviously we've got to go and find this fella so he can tell us more, but we've got a couple of miscellaneous quests to do before that. Alof looks at you through narrow eyes. Are you alright? You seemed lost just now. Party gains 934 experience, total quest experience 1400. I'm a watcher. Well, that's interesting. And I expect that explains how you survived a beer wick, huh? In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're travelling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Let's continue on. Spot
How may I
on.
help?
Yeah.
Do we have to go back up here and talk to this
17 and a
fella?
half.
I have received confirmation that Lord Radric's heir was not born well. My lord has issued an injunction on all new homesteads until he can be assured that the village has been cleansed of all Aothasians and whatever other undesirables that have brought this curse upon his lands. It would be best if you left town as soon as possible.
Right, okay. So we're not going to get any lands here, that's what he's saying, but we can come back here. He's not actually going to do anything, because it's just a video game. But let's go down to here, and we'll pick up our third character before we do anything else, and then we'll go back and beat that bear up, and then we'll do another miscellaneous quest. So we can go down to Magran's Fork. We're only going to have a brief visit here, because I know there's a fellow here who we can hire, and then after we've basically done the miscellaneous quest, I'm playing the game a solo. So we'll be back to square one after that. So yes, here we go. We've loaded the funk in. I think there's a. Let's go and kill this bear. Use one of them on a wolf, not bear. Haha. Oh my god, this is powerful. Right, what have we got here? Could go for zealous focus. We should be really using that straight off the bat, you know. And you can see how strong some of these things are. Right, we'll take that.
Right.
We'll go down here, travel for a little bit, and we should come across. We don't follow them, by the way. They always lead us to death. Here we go.
Saw you in the flame.
Did you now, sir? Squatting at the base of this statue is an incredibly ugly man. He's got one massive eye, with bulging red cheeks raked by pox scars, and a scraggly beard. He's sweating, as if he has a fever, but his breathing is measured and steady, like a slow push of a blacksmith's bellows. But that comparison feels strange and unwelcome. The next comparison possibly sparked by his grin. He's out of a bear trap, and then out of nowhere there is the hint of a alchemical fire that fades almost as soon as you identify the smell.
Come to pray at the statue?
The question mark is barely there. As the man makes the statement, the statue takes on a reddish cast, as if one is holding a torch to it, and slowly blossoms into waving flames. The man doesn't turn as the statue blossoms into
The
fire.
others are welcome, but it's best if just you and I trade words, and your shadows stay quiet. Hands off their weapons, both arcane and steel.
His face
It's only
tenses.
you I want to trade words with anyway.
His face tenses with iron bear trap smile, ready to spring.
I swear before the whore that is Margaret, no harm will come to you in her shadow. If that's enough of a promise for you. If not,
I didn't catch your name. Or why would you want to
I didn't
talk
give
with me?
it.
Ah.
You probably find names as
Durance.
useless as I do. The names that litter this world like debris are hard enough to wrap around the tongue. And what do they matter? It's what's beneath the skin and the letters I care about. What burns within. It's more important to me you're a watcher than whatever culture or accent decorates your letters like awkward crowns.
I like this guy.
Take pride in your actions, not where you hail from. Or how your name rolls off whatever liar's tongue coats it now. If you need a title to hang on me to match your own, Watcher, then call me Durance. And as you observe souls, I test them.
Oh, very nice. I'm
I
gonna-
am a missionary. I walk this diseased nation with its heathen, its people so
I like this guy a
careless
lot,
with the
actually. He's
spirits
my
of
one of my
others
favourite
and their
characters.
own. Watchers among them. We're meant to travel together, you and I.
Excellent.
Saw you in the flames. Not your face, but that soul of yours. All tightened up, like a huntsman's knot.
Ah,
There's things I don't force my... Many will stand against you. They
company will be
probably
welcome on the
already
road.
have, from what I can see. Left their marks, it seems. Like a trail, worming its way behind you.
We'll take this fella.
Then let us walk together, Watcher.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Right, for now we're gonna go back and sort out that that bear up until the next session, and then we might go back and get some equipment. We'll go straight to Railwood. We can do that as long as we've discovered it. We can travel there. It's 12 hours, and that saves us going back to the other spot. And then we'll go back. We need to sell a load of shit, and then we need to do that. Tee ourselves up for the next miscellaneous quest in the next session, which will be a good one. That guy's gone now. He's left his camp though. Pardon. Spot on, right the way up, and hopefully we can take this down this time. I don't think there should be a problem here. Especially now we're a lot higher level, we'll probably just kill this really fast. I don't think we have the ability to climb the thing this time, but let's go for that. And then with this guy we will go for... Let's go for that. And this guy's got his own, and we'll go for that. Spot on. And again, just another one of them.
That's it!
Oh my god, he got knocked unconscious regardless. So he's gonna have to sleep for a night because he's got a wretched shoulder, and that's -2 might.
Yeah.
Which is not what we really want. Ah, yes! It's good to come back now, because now we can do this. A figure drifts, suspended in the musty air of the cavern. Its form and features blur and twist in cascading ripples of incandescence. You feel its energy eddying about your limbs, filling them with a heavy chill. Reach out. You reach out a hand for the spirit. In the moment of contact, you feel as if you have been struck a blow. Head reeling as you tumble helplessly into waiting darkness, like blossoms at the edge of your vision. You feel the sun at your back, and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale, hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into its depths. Even so, your friend strides out before you, his red cloak flapping at his heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casting you stumbling back towards the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden, terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, and fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity you see your friend looking back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak, and then there is a great, dark shape above you, and then there is more pain. You were betrayed, only a fool can see that. A sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Raging grief seems to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him, I'll see that he answers for what he's done. For a moment the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head fills with a silky triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with the force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. Right, so this guy...
What?
He's very good. Alright, it's a nice cavern, this, actually.
Huh?
I was going to say, he's actually very good at
Right.
at picking locks and stuff. This,
Yeah.
for a sorcerer of sorts. So let's get the funk out of here again. I wouldn't know where to go, actually, to find this fella. He was at his camp down south, but he seemed to piss off when he seen us. He might be at the next town. But either way, let's go back down and see if he's there. He might have re-emerged. We'll fly right down there, and then we'll head back to the old Vale of Shadows. Preparing for the next mission, of course. The Gilded Vale. Vale of Shadows, I said. Don't know why I said that, but we're going back to the Gilded Vale. I think Vale of Shadows is actually a mission I've done recently in the Oblivion Let's Play, so maybe that's where I'm getting it from. Or maybe not. Okay, we're back, and as I said earlier, I am going to end this session in the tavern. We'll have a quick look around at the end. Or maybe at the start of next session. We're going to have to... Yeah, we'll do it at the start of next session. So people who don't make it to the end of the video... see it in the next one. We'll have a nice sleep for now, and this should be enough men to make it to the next
Well met, friend.
to make it through the next whatchamacallit, perception, mechanics, resolve, to make it through this minor quest, because it's quite a difficult minor quest. But there we go, guys. Well, this is what I was talking about. This is one of the negatives, is that all the sprites stand because they can't interact with the tables because they're 3D. So, you know, it's forgivable, but I do like a good atmospheric tavern. But anyway, I think for now, guys, we'll call it a day. So, thank you ever so much for watching, and goodbye.